I want to talk about this one last time. And the reason why I want to talk about this one last time is because I originally said that this looked very sus to me and this looked fake. And people were calling me all sorts of hateful shit because they're idiots and they believe anything that's online. They believe anything and everything that's online with no verification, no proof, no anything. And I knew it was fake. So basically the reason why I want to talk about this today is because I want to rub it in everybody's face that called me an idiot. You're wrong. Okay. And if you believe this shit without even thinking about it, you're a naive fool. That's what I think. Okay. You're naive and you're foolish. Basically, this came out. I said, thanks for hanging out today, guys. While the Imgur being passed around is vile as fuck, I think it's fake and everything in it can be easily fabricated. There's no solid proof and I'm not convinced that Discord even existed. Until more evidence comes forward, I won't be convinced. Okay. So obviously when I tweeted this out, a bunch of people were like shitting on me and shit, you know, and saying like, you know, oh, you're wrong, you know, you're crazy, you know, all this shit, you're a woman hater, all this shit. Okay, whatever. So there are some internet detectives that proved that it was fake. And how they did it was very interesting. If it wasn't interesting, I wouldn't really be talking about it. But I guess the moral here of this story is to not believe everything online, because a lot of things online are lies. Let's read this again. The uploader, who has still yet to be named, posted this. They blew up this Discord recently. So this person is saying that there is a Discord of people that are talking about graping and shooting others. I managed to get some snippets of one channel before it got nuked for good. I was a close friend of theirs, but we had a falling out recently. Their toxic, disgusting behavior recently put me off. I am sad that I didn't come forward sooner and expose them, distance myself from their antics. I am disappointed with myself, and I feel like I contributed to this indirectly by not saying anything. Sorry to all those involved and all those who were not shown here, because there was a lot more. Real fast, the person that released this is obviously just as bad as the people that they're accusing, because they said they were friends and then somehow they had a recent falling out. So because of that falling out, they decided, oh, well, we don't like each other anymore, so I'm going to expose you for being a creep and a fucking psychopath and all this shit, but I'm going to keep myself anonymous. Right then and there, that's a big red flag for me. This person is obviously already telling half-truths, and they're outing two other people for personal gain, because if it wasn't personal gain, then they wouldn't have fucking done it, because they were fine with it earlier. So now that they had a falling out recently, now they're going to out them. That's of course assuming it's true. So that right there already is sus as fuck, because okay, so you're already telling half truths. You're admitting to everyone that you're a vile piece of shit, just like the people you're accusing. So why should we believe you? The first thing I want to point out here is this welcome thing. This is not a private channel. When you create a private channel, there's a lock here. Okay, so this is not a private channel. I also find it very sus that why did they cut this off right here? That's also very sus. And the reason why they cut this off is I believe that they had this right here. The add members or roles and edit channel. I'll explain later, but this channel was created by this person and this screenshot was taken in a fresh channel. So this is a locked channel. Now, this is not a locked channel. That means that everybody in this supposed Discord had access to this channel. Okay, now, this doesn't mean anything, and neither does this. Wakas and Mist. And the reason why this doesn't mean anything is because I can literally go... Okay. Okay. So what does this mean? This doesn't mean anything. I can literally just do that. Now here are the messages. You see the background here? Now this is Mars. This is a Mars theme. Same fucking background. Now, the thing about this is that if you notice, it's lighter down here than it is up here. So what this means is there's a gradient. There's a very, very, very subtle, slight gradient. So because there's a gradient, there was another guy that broke down the gradient and dithering pattern on the Discord theme to pinpoint where exactly the fucking messages were taken on the screen. So this is how we know that it's fake. Let's look at the test. What these mean, this is hex code that determines the dithering and gradient pattern. It's kind of hard to tell, but when you crank up the colors and the contrast, it'll look something like this. Because of this, you can tell where exactly it was on the screen when the screenshot was taken. If you notice, when I scroll up and down in this chat, the background doesn't change. The colors from here to here, they don't change when you scroll up in the chat. Does that make sense? So that means that, like, you see how it's darker over here and it's like lighter up here? Okay, well, this is how you're able to determine where this was taken. Let's look at the welcome message first. In a freshly made channel, the welcome message is always at the bottom. But let's say, yo, big dick suckers, what do you think of this clown? Ha ha! What a loser! So it doesn't matter how big the picture is. If you notice, in this Imgur, for whatever reason, they had missed type exactly 2 lines, okay? Now this is very important because right underneath these 2 lines is this search bar. So what they did was they did this. This is how they took the picture. This is how they took the picture every time. And how we can tell is because of the gradient in the dithering pattern on the background. Every single one of these screenshots was taken at this position on the channel. And the welcome message, if you look, there's dithering here. Now, like I said, it's hard to tell. You have to crank up the colors, but this is what it is. The same applied to the Imgur screenshot. So since the patterns line up, that means we have successfully recreated the environment in which the picture was taken, and we can know for certain the welcome message was positioned in the middle of the screen. Basically, once you put something in the chat, it will push the welcome message up. And if the welcome message was at the top of the channel, it would be here, okay? Because look, I can't make this go any lower than right here. So when you take a picture of this, the dithering pattern is different right here than it is right here. Now, it might look similar right here, but when you crank up the colors and you look at the actual pattern, it's quite a bit different. This shows that this picture was positioned in the middle of the screen. So what the uploader is claiming is that this channel was full, but that's a lie. It wasn't full. It was right around here. So that means that this channel in this Imgur album was new. It was fresh. So what they did was they made the channel grape and shoot, and then they put in the first message. Now, which one of these messages was it? We don't know. That there's no way to tell. I mean, it could have been this one. They could have took this one, but uploaded this one first. Doesn't matter. What matters is that you can apply the same logic from the welcome message to these, because if you notice, mistypes 2 things every time. Now, that made it insanely easy for the detective to determine the distance between this right here and the type bar. So, I'm sorry, I find all this very interesting. I find all of this very interesting. So, what that means is that they made the channel, then they typed a single post in the channel. Then they took a screenshot of this, which positioned this halfway, well, a little bit above halfway through the channel. Then every single message that they typed it, and then they took a screenshot right here. Because in every single one of these, the exact distance based on the gradient, the dithering, the pixels, okay, is exactly the same from the type bar. So, screenshots with background colors changed to show the dithering pattern easier. These are the Imgur screenshots right here. This is the test. Example of a newest message position at the bottom of screen. It's exactly the same. This is the test. So what they did, they made a channel, they put this in here, then they posted, they took a screenshot, and they just repeated the process. Guys, shut the fuck up. If you don't want to hear about this, then get the fuck out of here. Now, I know you guys don't care. You guys stopped caring after like the 3rd day, okay? And that's fine. But me, I didn't stop caring. If this happened to you, I bet you that you would care so fucking much. Just imagine if someone did this to you. No, I'm serious. Just imagine if someone did this to you to completely destroy your reputation, to completely make you look like a fucking grapist. You probably wouldn't like that. This is important to think about, because what this means is that some fucking random jackass can make this shit and hate on 2 people with no fucking evidence whatsoever, and everybody fucking believes it. That is what is important. And all 5 screenshots missent 2 messages at the bottom. The example also has 2 messages at the bottom, with them being the newest messages, and chat scrolled to the bottom. The background pattern on the example lines up pixel perfectly with all 5 screenshots. This means, outside of extreme coincidence, the messages were also newest, and the chat scrolled all the way to the bottom at the time the screenshots were taken. It is extremely unlikely that these messages were created right before the screenshots were taken and therefore fabricated. So let's say that this channel is full of shit. That means that this person, because according to the Imgur, there was a lot more, okay? A lot. So that means that this channel would have been flooded with messages, okay? And keep in mind, it's a fucking public channel. So that means that everyone in the Discord has access to this. If there's so many messages in here, they would have had to take a screenshot. So let's say they take a screenshot right here. Okay, now they have to scroll up for the next screenshot, but they have to scroll in a way to get it exactly pixel perfect in accordance to the bottom here. Pixel perfect. And they had to do it 5 times in a row. 5 times in a row, they had to pixel perfect scroll to the correct location. Absolutely not. A test to show different colors and dithering patterns of the Discord background right here, okay? These are just how, this is on the Mars theme, okay? So this is the same theme. So this is just the different color variations. The same applied to the Imgur screenshot, okay? Welcome to Grape or Shoot. A snapshot of that pattern on the test. Since the pattern lines up, that means we have successfully recreated the environment in which the picture was taken. And now we can know for certain the welcome message was positioned in the middle of the screen, okay? Now we fill the channel with messages. Glorp, 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 glorp. As this Discord was allegedly an ongoing thing, the welcome message will be pushed up and off the screen. You can, of course, scroll up to it, but it can never again be made lower than anywhere it was in the above picture. This means at the time of the screenshot was taken, the channel must have contained very few messages, not all the messages in the Imgur plus a lot more as they claimed. Therefore, as the Imgur screenshots could have not existed in this channel at the time of the screenshot was taken, the narrative they are presenting is a complete fabrication. So, going by all this, this is how they did it. They made a channel, and it's not even locked. Keep in mind, it's not even locked. They made a channel, put a post, took a picture of this, took a picture of this. What a loser. Then they took another one. Then they took another one. Now, see, look, I'm scrolling up, and I cannot get this welcome message anywhere besides the top. So that means that it's locked to the top. It's literally impossible for this screenshot to exist at the top. It had to have been right here because this is where the gradient started, not up here as they claimed. So every single fucking screenshot in here was faked. I knew it was fake. I said it was fake. I proved it was fake. Another guy proved it was fake. And then another guy proved beyond any doubt whatsoever that this entire thing was fake. Does the Discord size matter? The pattern is always the same. So basically, where they did it, it was a desktop Discord, full screen, 1080p, landscape, 75% zoom, default 16 pixels message group gap, default 16 chat font scaling, 100% color saturation, 100% color saturation. Mars background and automatically hide taskbar in taskbar settings on. That is what this person found out. That is everything that the detective has discovered. They got all the settings too. So they fucked up on multiple things. One, they used a background with a gradient. 2, they typed exactly 2 messages, making it insanely easy to determine the distance from this person's message to the type bar in the bottom. 3, they fucked up here with the welcome. This wasn't a private channel. And also, this picture can't exist at the top of the screen. This picture can only exist 75% through the screen, which is important because if this person said there was a lot more, right? Okay, well then this channel would obviously be flooded with messages, but it's not. How do they fake the date in the screenshot? Oh, there's tons of ways. You can Photoshop the date, but also apparently in Discord, there's like an edit tool, apparently, that I didn't even know about. It's like Control I or some shit, and you could go in and you can like edit shit. The date on here literally does not matter at all. What matters and what is the whole point of doing this? Why I'm talking about this again, and this will probably be the last time that I talk about. What matters is people are so quick to believe anything they see online, and that is a problem. So if any of you in chat or watching or anything believe this online, I want the next time something like this happens, just take a day to think about it. Take a day to actually think about the validity of what is presented in front of you. I'm not saying you can't feel sorry for the people that were named here. I mean, obviously the things that they were said is horrible. Obviously, that shouldn't need to be said. But there is a bigger picture here. And the bigger picture is that someone can create something like this in 20 minutes and have everyone believe it. That's the problem. And another thing here is that everybody that called me a fucking idiot or a woman hater or anything like that, you should be happy that this is fake. And you know why you should be happy? Because it was 1 to 2 people that made this. It was not a whole Discord full. Do you see the difference there? If this was real, that would be even more troubling, because then you would have 10, 15, 20, 30, who knows how many people in it. But it's fake. So there's only 1 or 2. Now, do I know who those 1 or 2 people are? I know with 99.999999999% certainty, but I don't have that 100% yet. And you know how I like to have irrefutable fucking evidence. So I'm not going to, accuse anybody because I'm not 100% certain. I'm pretty damn sure though. I know who they are. And eventually it's going to come out. Okay, look guys, you can have issues with Mist and Zanari. That's between you and them. I don't care. I don't care about their past. I'm not their personal keeper. I don't know them. That's another big misconception, is for some reason people think that I'm defending them. I'm not defending them. I am questioning the integrity of what is presented in front of me. There is a difference. I do not give a shit about these two's past actions. That is an entirely separate matter, and we're not talking about that. You can hate Mist and Zanari all you want, and that's fine. You can hate them, but you cannot blame them for this. They did not do this. They did not do this. Until evidence is presented that counters what I'm presenting, they didn't do it. And everybody was so quick to believe that they did it. Everybody. Do I think the person who made these is watching you right now? Absolutely. The person that made this wants this to die. Once they saw resistance, why do you think the person that made this has remained completely quiet? This was the earliest we have, and it was posted by Lifnan Mabanan. And this is the Imgur link right here. And this is the character. It was posted in Limsa on Genova. Go figure. Go figure. You know who's on Genova? Interesting. Yes, interesting. This was the earliest, this Lifnan Mabanana, and this is their character. So of course it's a level 2 marauder. It's just a throwaway account. Why would you make a level 2 a fresh character just to post this? This is obviously a hate post. Obviously it's a hate post. But if none of this convinces you, right? Let's say you're just, let's say you're going to die on the hill that you really believe this is real. Even though let's say you're one of those flat earthers who thinks the earth is fucking flat, So there's no convincing you. I have a couple questions here. Okay, so 1, this is a public Discord channel. So that means that everyone in this Discord had access to this channel. So that's a minimum of 3 people. We'll say John Doe, which is the Anon guy. So John, Mist, and Zanari. So those 3 had access. At least those 3 had access to this channel. So that means everyone else also had access to the channel because, and I quote, there was a lot more. If that's the case, then why didn't Mist and Zanari out this person? Why hasn't anyone else that was in this Discord on a public channel, Grape or Shoot, why haven't they outed this person? Isn't that weird? Because it didn't exist. That's why. Because it didn't fucking exist. Let's say that Mist and Zanari did this. Put yourself in their shoes. Why in the fuck would they protect this person? Remember, they had a falling out recently, right? So you got 2 friends. Now they don't like each other. One of them outs the other. What reason would there be for the other person to not out the other one? There's no reason. And here's the last thing that I want to point out. All of these women are streamers. Doesn't that strike you as odd? All of these pictures are insanely easy to get from every single one of these women because it's on some of their social media. What would have the biggest impact? You want to put people with an audience in this. If you put some random person, it's not going to have the same impact as if you put a person with a following. I'm not trying to say that the random person is less valuable. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying their reach is smaller. Does that make sense? That is the reason why that every single one of these women just happen to be streamers. Every single thing about this is sus. There's not one single thing about this entire Imgur album that is even close to being legitimate. Yeah, but anyway, the uploader wants this to die. And the reason why is because they got caught. A lot of people believe them, but not anymore. And you will not see another post like this from them. If you do, it will be even worse than this one. And it will be even more easy to prove that it's a fake. This is actually scary. So it meant that they watch streamers to find a way to bring them down. That's literally, I mean, I have people that watch, that follow and subscribe every single month just so that they can catch me and saying some stupid shit that'll get me banned or a racial slur or some shit like that. They're called hate watchers. That's like, these people are so pathetic that that their entire lives is around a person that they've never met before. I guess the moral of the story here is this is absolutely fake. And the next time that someone comes up with something like this, you need to take a day, because I understand this can be emotional. This should be a lesson to people that whenever they see something online, they should question it. They should question the integrity of it. They should question the validity of it. They should question if it's real or not. You should always sympathize with the victims. Always. But just because someone accuses someone of doing something, that doesn't mean that it's true. And I would think that people would want to question more, because with all the rise of like Photoshop and AI and, you know, all of this shit, you know what I mean? Specifically AI. It's so easy to fake shit now, man. Like, you can fake somebody's voice, you can fake someone's appearance. And I feel like that it's really important to question the things that we see online. It's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. But online, for whatever reason, it's not that way. It sucks when you get accused of something that you didn't do. I'm not defending anything that Zanari did, and I'm not defending anything that Mist has done. I don't know these two. You can hate Mist and you can hate Zanari. You can think they're horrible people. But one thing that you cannot blame them for is you cannot blame them for being in a grape or shoot Discord, because this Discord never existed. This channel never existed. And this uploader is purely out to get these two. And it is very important to remember that just because you don't like someone or just because someone did something, that doesn't mean that they're guilty of everything. The detective that provided me with information urges Twitch chat actually to try this themselves. You will be able to recreate this to the pixel, to the T. So anyway, I just wanted to say I was right and it was fake. And if you believed that this was real, you should feel ashamed. You should question. You should question the things that you believe online. You should question it. And for the women that are in this, it really, really, really fucking sucks that you were dragged into something that you had nothing to do with. And unfortunately, you were a target because you have an audience, because you have a following. And this person wanted you to see this, and they wanted you to react emotionally and tweet out and spread word that these two are a piece of shit. But unfortunately, you were lied to. It really sucks that someone would do this. And for the people, for Pyth, thank you for recreating this to try to show people how easy it is. And to the internet detective that sent me all this information about the gradient and the dithering, thank you very much. It meant a lot to me because, like I said earlier, guys, it's very important that we question the things we see online, because, you know, there's been too many times, this time included, there's been too many times where shit has been fake. Anyway, guys, that's it. Racked over. If there's any more updates on this, I'll let you guys know. But yeah, this is fake as fuck. And if you believe this, you should really reevaluate the things you believe online, and you should question the things that you see online more. Anyway, that's it.